back to the channel. We are up at probably my favourite mark in Northumberland. Newton by the Sea, beautiful place, fishing Newton Haven. We are about halfway down into the tide. It's a low water shot, but I was just itching to get out, so I'm going to come out anyway. We've got the tail end of this northerly, which has been blowing pretty strong. The water's clear-ish, but you can probably see behind us, even in the haven here, there's still a little bit of a swell. So it's kind of that period now where summer kelpie fishing, it is till summer, obviously it's August. You generally want it flat and gin clear, but obviously as we get into September, especially fishing at night, bit of sea, bit of colour. So we're kind of in that getting towards that in between period. So quite frankly, what I'm saying is I'm not entirely sure how confident I feel, but we'll give it a crack. The gear is the Century Eliminator X90. That's teamed with a Power Aero 14,000 XSC PG. Rigs, standard issue, trident pulley, and I'm going for a dongle because if I am lucky enough to catch anything, I've got conservation in mind. I don't really want to be keeping anything. 6-ounce sinker, rotten bottom. That is a mustard 6-0 Demon Circle on a Perfection loop, short dongle, and that is, I've got my hands on, thanks to my pal, some edible crab, peeling edible crab that is, so it's still thawing out there, so that's a bit of the claw and half a peeler. I'm not going for massive baits because I want to try and get enough distance as possible, because to be honest, the first 50 yards or so, I'm probably going to be standing on there in the next hour, so I want to be getting it as far as I can into the haven and into the heavier kelp. So anyway, let's get this one out there. First cast is always a test, so let's see what can go wrong here. Still, I have to admit, getting used to the length, but I am enjoying it. Right, that's pretty good, pretty good. So, first cast. Let's see if there's anything there. One thing I do, I mean, don't get us wrong, I love the X90, it's a quality bit of kit, but one thing I am really a big fan of with an extra sort of roughly foot of length on what I would usually use, 8 inches to a foot, something like that, is, especially as the winter comes in, when you're inevitably fishing in a big sea and you've got a lot of wash in front of you, and if you're fishing on a beach, you often have the first 10 yards of just a wash machine of weed. When you've got that extra height, you can get it right above, especially if you're standing like up to your knees or whatever, you can get it right above, out the way of all that crap, and then you're into direct contact with your gear. So I do like that, but I'm hoping I can put it to the test tonight and give it a good haul and haul some stuff through some heavy ground, so we'll see. I have taken a little bit of a gamble because ordinarily I would use my Saragossa with 80-pound whiplash and 120-pound thick braid leader. This is actually 55 with an 80-pound leader because I knew I'd want that distance. I'm just using one single circle. I've got a rotten bottom, so I'm hoping I'm sort of doing everything in my power to minimise getting a fast hold. Yeah, little rattle. That's got the look of a wrasse or something, that. Just pecking and pecking at it. Yeah, definitely getting a little touch. I'm not going to strike too early with having a dongle on, especially if it's a small fish. Even since I got here, the sea's just backed off a little bit. Right, well that first cast ended in Bit of a disaster because we lost the lot, sadly, but that is fishing in rough ground, I'm afraid. So I'm going to have one more truck into this part of the haven, and then I'm going to go to the end of that skier down there. So let's see if we can pull something out this time. Absolutely beautiful evening now, mind. That northerly's totally dropped and the sun's come out. I might actually have to take my hoodie off in a minute. It's really, really pleasant. What I am going to have to do is get another rig baited up because I lost the first one. Tide's dropping a fair bit. The water is just calming all the time. It's really nice now. It's a lovely evening. It's 1.3 ebb tonight, so we'll not be able to get right out. But what it does mean is that if any fish have moved in, they mightn't feel as forced to rush out with the tide. The rod hasn't gone over yet, which is a bonus. So far, no calamities. Although I did have one calamity the other day, which I'll share with you. So I was away camping with my pal last weekend, and I was rushing around Sainsbury's just buying like last minute bits as you do for camping, food and ice for the cooler and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, oh, I need some drink, obviously. So I went and grabbed a box of 10 cruise campers, as it happens, as my lager of choice. Then walked past the big 5 litre bottles of water, and I was like, oh, I need one of those as well. So I'm walking along the checkout, supermarket's rammed, and I just started hearing these like massive like explosions, like popping glass on like a really hard floor, and I was like, hey, what the hell is that? So I looked up, I noticed like everybody was looking at us, and I turned around behind us, and it turns out that the cans of cruise campo that I bought weren't cans, they were bottles. And they were just sliding out the end of this box, almost like when a fisherman opens the back door of a potting boat and the pots just like spill out the back as the boat's chugging along. These bottles are just doing that. So I had about 8 of them that just exploded around us. So I then stood in the supermarket with about 100 people looking at us in just this like pool of like fizzing lager and glass. Anyway, wasn't a lot I could do, so yeah, that was quite embarrassing, but we are getting a bite here, so that's the more important thing. Let's tend to that. Right, let's see if I can get this in. Not again. Oh, man. Oh, no. Missed it. It is hellish out there, but soon we're going to be able to get over to that other skier because it's dropping quite a bit now, but second cast bite missed, unfortunately. Right, for this cast I'm going to treat myself to some of this bad boy. Good shot of those gills. I've already got the legs on, so there's quite a bit. I'm just gonna, I've got frozen crab as well, trying to get rid of that little bit of shell. I'm just gonna cut myself, I don't know, maybe a quarter or so of it. Look at that, lovely. And then these are the legs off it as well, just again on that dongle. Look at that, that is proper custard. That I can smell that as well, so hopefully any fish out there can't. That is pure airborne silk, that. Let's just see if there's anything else that wants to feel how smooth it is. That is dynamite. well, hopefully dynamite. We'll find out soon. A couple of nibbles on that cast out there, but nice cigar like, so get that in that position. As I said earlier, I'm trying to avoid deep hooking anything, but the trade-off is when you get small fish pecking away, you sometimes do think, should I be using J hooks? But my logic is, slash hope, that something big enough, it'll just mouth the whole lot and hopefully just end up getting hooked in the lips. So let's hang this one up, give this one 5 minutes, and then get that bad boy out there. That little boat's brave, mine, because looking to the right in the end of the amble stones, you probably can't see from here. There's still a canny old swell rolling in further out to sea. Oh no, just as I say that, he's turned round, he's had second thoughts. Well, you're not going to believe this, I've actually had to take my hoodie off. I'm warming up as it's getting dark. That's ridiculous. I'm absolutely sweating. The wind's back right off. Couple of knocks on this, but again felt like hard work tonight. Like, did feel like I was pulling something a little bit there. I'll give it a bit of slack for a minute and then get that juicy edible body out. If I can get something's come off. I'm going to chuck one further out to sea. Yeah, that's 3 casts I've had directly into the bay and out. Right, let's get that big edible on. Whoops, it's not what we want. What's going on here? Blast this out. See if we can get something. It's slippy, yeah, I think. I have to say, the more I use this X90, the more I am falling in love with it. There's a perfect example. One of those demon circles just bending out so you can get your gear back. Just had a raking bite and my hands are absolutely covered in. Hopefully I can hang that up. I'm gonna go again. That was a proper bite, that. Go on. Come on, go again. That was a proper knock, that. No mistake in that. Sometimes they'll just sort of try to swim once after they've mouthed the bait and realise they're hooking, they'll just lie there for it's a smaller fish. Hence the term lying on, but I'm not sure with that. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes and then I'll wind it in. Cracking sunset behind me. Right, this has been tapping away for a while now, so let's see if we can. Oh yeah, that's definitely not in there. Oh no! Oh, I don't believe that. It was biting and biting away. Not Missed it. Ah. Oh, that was better. It's just not happening. Right, yeah. Man. No. Again. Man. Right, come on. Got to get a fish out there, surely. Third time lucky, come on. Cooled down a lot now, mind. Yep, someone's having a right go at that. Just wanted to gob that bait away. It's a decent bite, that first knock there. Come on, man. Right, let's see if there's a fish on or if... Oh God, I'm absolutely solid there. Turned into a little bit of a frustrating night, this, like. Right, I've just lost everything there. And I mean everything. So, the power arrow, as much as I love it, is away. The Saragossa is on. Much as I love the dongle, don't do that. That's off, and I am on a 4-row chino straight onto the hook because I'm just fearful that there's a lot of smaller specimens out there and they're just picking that dongle without getting hooked. And it might be that the 2 bites that I have had, I've just been unlucky and they've just pinched the bottom of the bait, so I'm not taking any more risks, and that's what's happening. Away, man, come on. Come on. This is Saragossa's got 80-pound whiplash on, so we've got another 25 pounds of additional strength to hopefully battle through any more snags. Tide is bang on low water. In fact, it's probably going to start turning. So let's see what it brings with a bit of darkness. Well, tide will be turning. It's about 9 o'clock now. It's very, very dusky, borderline dark. You've probably got that awful grainy haze that GoPros give because they're not good in the dark, unfortunately, but it'll not be long to put the light on. Loads of bites here. There just must be a lot of small stuff. Just can't connect with anything of any size. Well, people, that is the end of the session and the end of the video, and despite me best efforts, no fish. But never mind, it's been a nice evening, beautiful evening actually. It's been really nice to get back down to Newton. It's definitely my favourite place around here. The wind dropped, lovely sunset, just a pleasure to be out with my pal and catch up and have a bit of crack and fire bait into the water without catching anything, but that's fishing sometimes. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Tight lines, keep fishing, and we will definitely see you soon.